All right. All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to LVHA's monthly event. Appreciate your support once again in joining us. Traditionally, our February event is the annual membership drive. Usually a really fun networking event, but here we are. And I hope you agree that our co-chairs, Mr. Joe Kordecki from Viper Trade Show and Mr. Karim Hussain from Mavic Aviation have done a great job pivoting the LVHA annual membership drive to our program today. And especially an important thank you to Mr. Paul Smith from Las Vegas Photo and Video for sponsorship of this event today. Without him, they did a great job. They did a great job. I'd like to take just a second to remind everyone that it is time to renew your membership, and new members can take advantage of the early bird pricing currently available through February 28th. As we experience the good news that the COVID pandemic is losing steam, and meeting planners are starting to send out RFPs for live events, it's even more important now in 2021 to stand together and be Vegas strong as an association to continue our mission for the hospitality community. There's 3 days left. Renewal of your LVHA membership is only $75, which is a 60% discount. So I hope many of you can take advantage of that. And the new member rate is $100. All rates will go up March 1. And if you have any questions and need more information, go to mylvha.org. All right, our program today was a blast, a lot of fun creating and preparing. Again, Paul's team, they were so flexible to work with. And we've got the LVHA report. We're going to hear from some of what I would call our iconic or old school members, but I've learned a new term and very quickly, which is OG, which stands for Original Gangstas. Not my terminology, but anyway, we're going to hear from a couple of our favorite OGs that will share their experiences, advice, and how their LVHA membership has benefited them. And we'll hear from a couple of new members that are excited to be a part of our organization. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the show over to Joe and Karim. Take it away, boys.
Well, thanks for that introduction, Linda, and welcome to the LVHA Report. My name's Joe Kordecki, here with Karim Hussain, and we're on the board of directors for the Las Vegas Hospitality Association, as you already know. But what we're out here doing today is we're scouring the city for some LVHA members, new and old, and just good to get back out and see what the city has to offer. Karim, what are you looking forward to?
Joe, I cannot tell you how excited I am to go play tourist today. It's been forever since we've been on the Strip. I'm really excited to see who we're going to run into and what kind of trouble we're going to go get into while we're out there today.
Well, the thing is, too, what I'm looking forward to is the Las Vegas Hospitality Association started out as a Las Vegas Hotel Association. And from what I hear, there's a couple of members we're going to meet that have been a part of the association since then and seen it grow. I'm interested to see what they have to say.
I'm pretty sure those members are going to have some really juicy, good stories for us. So I'm excited to talk to them. Also, I think we need to go run into a couple of our newest members who just joined kind of around the COVID era and see what they're up to and see how things are going for them. You ready to hit it?
Absolutely. I'm excited. Let's get the show on the road.
here we are at Diversion Amusements. This is one of our newest LVHA members. They just joined at the end of last year. We're here to check out their brand new event space and see what it's all about.
It's awesome because in Vegas, things are just popping up all over the place, from event space to, I mean, really anything. And this is one of the most unique places I think I've seen in a long time.
Looks like they're going to have some cool, exciting events here. So I'm excited to check this place out, watch some sports, and see what it's all about. Shall we go talk to some people?
Let's do it.
So Randy, tell us about this awesome ambulance you guys got here. What is the story behind this? What is the purpose? I see you guys have the Broncos quarterback in the back. What's going on here?
It started out as a service vehicle on the streets, became a vehicle for the motor speedway, then it became a vehicle for the Marriage Can Be Murder mystery dinner shows, and then we acquired it in order to make it the Raiders ambulance to support the Las Vegas Raiders and the Las Vegas Raiders fan base. We cart the opposing team's quarterback around each week in order to get some good reactions from fans and enemies of the Las Vegas Raiders, but it's all in fun.
Tell us about this awesome event space and what you guys have going on here at Diversion Amusements.
Well, we built a 10,000 square foot event space that is a multi-purpose premier event space. It could be completely wiped out to a 4-wall build-up to an event space like what you're seeing, what's going on right now. We have a restaurant, banquet, catering, and liquor licenses, so we can operate under any of those conditions, and it's truly designed to be the ultimate flex space for smaller events and smaller groups. I joined LVHA because I wanted to be part of the team that brings Las Vegas back to its former glory. We've all been hit extremely hard in this industry, and I wanted to be part of the team that brought us back, brought people back to Vegas, and shared the fun and lively experience that we've offered for many decades.
What benefits do you hope to gain from an LVHA membership, and what are you looking forward to the most?
I look forward to meeting new people, getting back into the industry where I was years ago, and actually networking with the new crop of people that are working with this wonderful program, as well as get the knowledge from the people that have been in the organization for many years. There's the new information, the old information, all merging together in one organization seems like a tremendous benefit for anybody that's looking to network with individuals in this city. Well, one of the projects that the LVHA has is scholarships. And with the scholarship program, we like to be part of the fundraising efforts in order to help the new crop that comes up behind us, become familiar with hospitality and be able to pass the baton on to the people that are going to be running this long after we're gone.
Well, thank you for your time today. Thank you for your membership and your support. We're looking forward to coming here again in the future, and best of luck for 2021, having a good year with opening this new space. Now we're going to go see what kind of other trouble and adventures we can find on the Strip today.
Well, Karim, we finally made it to the Las Vegas Convention Center expansion, and I got to tell you what, this is the first time I've been up close to this place, and this is magnificent.
This building is absolutely amazing. Look at the scale and size of this thing. I just can't believe how big and crazy it is.
I mean, my favorite thing is, too, we know Vegas is going to come back strong. We're going to come back better than ever, and to see this place filled with conventions and people scattered across the streets, oh, it brings chills up my spine.
Give it another 20 years, and this probably won't even be enough space. They'll probably need to build another one.
Oh, I can't wait for those days. But what we're really out here doing is I'm really hoping to maybe see if we can run into a member or two, because this is kind of the happening spot.
Absolutely. I wonder who's around.
Let's be on the lookout. Is that Hussain?
It is Hugh. Hugh, it is so good to see
Hugh.
you.
How you guys?
Good. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good.
So, Hugh, I can't believe we ran into you out here. What are you doing?
It's really a small world, huh, Las Vegas?
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, I had to come by and see the building. It's just so exciting to see this thing completed now, and so anxious to see the activity renew, and it's coming.
It just so happens that I run into you when we were in the golf tournament together back in, when was it, November?
Yeah, it was a smaller turnout this year, but really quality players, I thought.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Except for me.
you were on the team.
Yeah.
All right, Hugh, you've been with the LVHA for nearly 20 plus years, and I mean, I'm sure you had some valuable connections. So what would you say was your most valuable connection that you made through the Hospitality Association?
Yeah, there's so many people I've met through this organization. One that stands out, though, is Rick Foreman, who retired recently from the Waxler Group. I don't know if you met Rick or not, but if you have, you won't forget him. A real inspiration to people, very positive, upbeat, probably the best salesperson I've ever met in Las Vegas.
That's amazing. And another question we had is, one of the things, looking back through your years, what's your fondest memory of LVHA?
I think it wasn't that long ago. It was January of 2018, I believe, that I was asked to be a guest speaker for one of the luncheons. And I'm trying to think where it was. It was, oh gosh, an event over on Eastern Avenue. I can't remember the property's name, but it was shortly after the October 1 tragedy here. And along with talking about Las Vegas and what we do to market the destination, I was able to talk about how the community responded to the events of October 1. And it was just unbelievable. And people didn't see it because it was held from the public. But to be able to share that story with that group and the response I got that day is something I'll never forget.
Now, Hugh, tell us about one of your most embarrassing LVHA memories.
Well, one that comes to mind is a luncheon at Aria. Again, a couple years ago, I was sitting in the back of the room, and our guest speaker that day was Sheriff Joe Lombardo. Now, I've known Joe a little. I played golf with him a couple times, and he called me out in the middle of his talk and said, "See that guy with the gray hair in the back? And he doesn't do much work. He just plays golf every day." And I was a little bit taken aback, but it was all in good humor, but it was a little embarrassing.
I love it. Now, you being a 20-year plus member, what advice would you have to give to any of our newer members or folks that are thinking about joining? Any words of wisdom you could impart on them?
Well, I think you definitely need to be a part of this organization if you're in the hospitality industry. Get involved, go to these mixers and the luncheons, to meet the people that you will meet. You'll never have that opportunity any other way. And it opened up a lot of doors for me, for people, but it's a two-way street. You're giving and they're going to ask you for some things, but you'll never have a better way to get your exposure out there and to benefit from what they're involved in as well.
From what Hughes told me, he kind of had a hand in designing this convention center. Is that true?
I sat in on a lot of committees and a lot of meetings with the architectural and the contractor, Martin Harris. TVS was the primary architect, but I know it pretty well, but I wasn't here for the hard part when they actually built everything. But yeah, it's been a big part of my life, and I'm just so excited to see it open up to the public and to the trade shows. This is just such a plus for Las Vegas. Nothing compares to Las Vegas with what we offer, and the number of hotel rooms, the airport proximity, the weather, and the amount of venue space here. So we're a tough competitor.
I can't wait till we're all back to it again and you get the clamoring city, the bright lights, the energy. I mean, there's nothing like it, and I can't wait.
I agree.
I mean, running into you today has been an absolute pleasure. We hope to see you at the next LVHA event, definitely the golf tournament. I mean, I'll try to get my swing a little better next time so I don't embarrass myself.
Thank you. No, not at all.
We are now at one of Vegas's most iconic properties, the Treasure Island, and I'm curious to see who we are going to run into while we're here. Told there's some older members here that might be able to give us some good info on the previous kind of history of LVHA. And I think one of them might be coming up now. And here's Val. All right, Val, now you have been part of the Las Vegas Hospitality Association for quite a long time, back when it was the Las Vegas Hotel Association, correct?
Actually, Hospitality, HSMA,
Really?
Hospitality Sales Marketing Association.
Wow, and you're a past president also, correct?
Correct.
First female president, from what I understand.
Of HSMA, correct.
Wow, tell us about those days and what it was like.
Well, those were in the 80s. You guys weren't born yet. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot smaller. Was not as sophisticated. Las Vegas was really a small convention town, mostly a gaming town, but very good at what it did no matter what, which is why we grew to the successes we've enjoyed. It was kind of breaking through the good old boys club, but it was fun. I used to do town hall meetings and say things to them like, okay, guys, because it was mostly guys, we need to up our game. And they, "Oh, yeah, and they would sort of poo-poo the idea, but they embraced it as well. I think there were a lot of things that, because of the growth of the city, that were just screaming to be changed. And I think that growth and that more serious take on what we actually accomplished every day here, it was due its time in that time. LVHA came along at a really unique time. HSMA was sort of still concentrating on the Midwest and the East Coast, not so interested in the West Coast. And we broke away, and the starters of LVHA did a really brave thing. They did a great thing. And it's evolved into this wonderful organization.
And tell us about some of your fondest and favorite memories of being part of the LVHA and the association over time.
Well, some of my fondest memories of an organization probably happened before you were born, but we used to do plays, we used to do cocktail receptions, we used to do a lot of things that were mostly centered in fun. And how can you help but have fun in Las Vegas? It's fabulous. But on the other hand, LVHA took it to a new height. The new height was to bring in professional meeting planners, speakers, people that we could engage with, that could actually teach us something, that could help us be better at what we were and we have now become. It was amazing, I think, that LVHA took such a strong professional step into creating luncheons, panel speaking engagements. The convention authority, actually management of the hotel, supported it. Everybody supported that type of educational format, and I was glad to see it happen. It needed to.
All right, Val, to finish it off, we've got a lot of members watching, a lot of prospective members as well. And give them a little advice. If you're going to sell LVHA to a prospective member, what would you say?
I would say that there's nothing like knowing your competition. There's nothing like knowing who is the support, the rock, the foundation behind what it is you need and do every day. So if you think you can go it alone, good for you. But honestly, you'll have much more fun with us, knowing us, and being a part of this organization that I feel is crucial to everybody's success in the business of doing what we do.
All right, Val, we truly appreciate the time, and I mean, what a coincidence running into you out here. And it's been a pleasure, and we can't wait to see you again.
Thanks again, Val, for your time. We appreciate it. Can't believe we just randomly ran into you out here today. We're going to go get on our way and see what else we can get into. Let's go check out this beautiful day. Thanks again to you and the Treasure Island, and we'll see you later. So here we are at Bliss Wedding Chapel. Now, this is an interesting one, Joe. This is a brand new wedding chapel and a brand new member to LVHA. Brandon Reed, the gentleman that owns this, he actually just opened during 2020, and he had an interesting year compared to most people. Whereas the rest of us had a pretty bad 2020, to say the least. He decided to open up a brand new wedding chapel, and he's been slammed because the wedding business is actually up right now.
I mean, that's so great to hear, because in 2020, I got married, and I mean, it was a heck of a ride, postponing this and that. And if I knew that Bliss Wedding Chapel was open at the time that I had my wedding, I probably would have done it here. Because I mean, what speaks more to Vegas than a wedding chapel on Las Vegas Boulevard? I mean, there's nothing more Vegas than that. Add an Elvis into it, and you got the whole 9 yards right there, my friend.
Well, let's talk to Brandon. I want to hear his story and hear how he came up with this idea, and let's hear about his future with the LVHA, shall we?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. So, Brandon, tell us a little about Bliss Wedding Chapel and what your inspiration was to start this. And
that's a great question. I've been in the wedding business for almost 30 years now. I know that really dates me, but I've been here in Vegas for almost 30 years, doing nothing but wedding chapels and working for other chapels. And At one point in time, I just thought, you know what, I need to do this by myself. So that's what we did. About a couple of years ago, we were able to buy some property on the Strip right here in Vegas and started building our own dream. So named it Bliss Wedding Chapel. Took 2 years to build, and here we are.
Now, you started a business in 2020. What were you thinking starting a brand new wedding chapel during COVID or during the pandemic?
I've had more than a couple of people ask me, what on earth are you doing building a wedding chapel or building a business right in the middle of a pandemic? I mean, are you nuts? And the answer to that would be, yeah, there's a little bit of that. That's true. I just think that there is not a better time to open a business when there is really high demand. And that's certainly true for the wedding business. There are couples that want to get married and find themselves extremely limited. So for us, it's actually been very advantageous to open a brand new business. We're the newest wedding chapel on the Strip in 30 years. So it's something that is fresh, it's new. We feel like we add value to the neighborhood. So there's definitely that going on. But I just love what we're doing. To have bookings on the first day that you're open, that's pretty incredible. We had to keep pushing the opening back just because there was just so many delays with COVID and all that kind of stuff. And so we would call up these couples and we would move them to the next date that we were going to open, and then we would even have to call them again and say, you know what, that's not happening right now. So we'd move them again. But finally it happened. October 10th was our first day.
Now, Brandon, you are a brand new member of LVHA. Tell us what your thoughts were when joining and what do you hope to get out of this membership?
I am a new member. Very proud to say that, by the way. I think what made me want to be a part of the LVHA organization is just the membership. I just know a lot of people who have been a member for a long time, and I love and respect them. Want to be a part of that. Want to just raise the bar a little bit for myself anyway, and be around some really great quality people. I hope to gain just experience and knowledge, because a lot of it is, you are who you associate with. So I think by hanging out and being close and associating with people who are of like mind and are in the same industry, we don't have to be in the same business per se, but that's okay. I think it underscores that we're all part of a greater whole here. And Las Vegas is such an amazing place. And whether you're a wedding chapel guy or whether you're in a hotel or helicopter or whatever it is, we're all part of this really great community. And it really, for me, I feel like it would help me put my finger on the pulse of what's going on in Las Vegas.
That's wonderful. And then I do have to say, we ran into another member, Val Moon, earlier, and she gives you her best. So I had to say that for you.
I love Val Moon. She's one of my favorite people.
Well, Brandon, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I mean, we can't wait to see you at the events, hear more about the business, and I hope to be attending a wedding here one day because this place is absolutely beautiful.
Thanks again for your time, Brandon. We really appreciate you having us and showing us your beautiful chapel. We wish you the best of luck, and we look forward to seeing you at a future LVHA event.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Now here we are at our final location of the day, the South Point. I'm told there's an awesome, very classy restaurant in here that we need to check out.
And for me, Karim, I'm an old soul. I like the Rat Pack days. I like the old school Vegas where once you're done with work, maybe even when you're not done with work, you go with a client, you get a couple drinks, and then you just somehow you don't make it back to the office. I know we're not like that now, but hey, there was a time we were like that, and I'm interested to find out about it.
Well, let's go check this place out, and I'm told there's 2 Vegas icons we are going to be seeing inside of it. Let's roll.
Let's do it.
Now, Mo, tell us a little bit about where we are today and the history of this wonderful location.
We are located in Michael's Restaurant, named after Michael Gahn, owner of the South Point Hotel, and originally he owned all the Coast hotels. This restaurant started at the Barbary Coast, And literally, they took it down piece by piece, stained glass, chandeliers, everything, and moved it over to the South Coast at the time. Then we changed the name to South Point when he liquidated to Boyd.
So a quick story here, and I have eaten here, Mo, and it's been incredible, and thank God I never had to pay. That's why my company's called America's Guest. Anyway, the classic real story is, and this is the truth, the tomato soup in this restaurant is absolutely life-changing. To the point where Steve Wynn, when he was with us, would buy it from this restaurant by the gallon. By the gallon. He would send staff over here, and they're like going out with the pickle jars, the pickle cans, when he had the urge. It was pretty amazing. The whole experience is amazing.
It's there's a lot to be said for Old Vegas. It was very calming. It was very just good to people. The customer service, and everybody just was like that. We all were in Vegas, and you mentioned LVHA when we started, which was in the 80s. I believe it was Las Vegas Hotel Association. Only hoteliers were members back then. And we were a very tight-knit family, and we set rules and regulations, but the first rule was always we all sold Las Vegas first, not our hotels. And we all got something out of it.
And now tell us about a little bit about your experience with LVHA and how long you've been a member and some of your fondest, most fun memories.
As the association grew, of course, they let in the suppliers and the restaurateurs and stuff, which ultimately benefited everybody, I think, because it gave a bigger picture of our industry.
Correct. Hospitality.
Hospitality and how important that decorator is, that transportation guy is, how they fit in to our hotel world. So it benefited everybody, I think, by opening it up, LVHA. And I think now it's such a benefit to the younger people coming in. They can get a complete picture.
The fact that in that organization, which is a little over 400 now, I believe, to have suppliers, to have restaurants, to have DMCs, to have the hotels, to have service, to have catering, the gel that can come from that kind of an experience, that networking, the guy you've been calling for a month and can't get him. He's too busy at his desk. There you are, face to face. Now we finally meet. Now there's a relationship. The Christmas party, I think, is my favorite, when the trees are there for donation. I mean, in addition to the donations and sponsorships for UNLV, and to have that UNLV growth of future hospitality people in whatever source of business, transportation or DMC or hotel or sales or catering, front office, whatever. It was really good to interconnect with departments and hoteliers and suppliers that you wouldn't normally walk up to and have a toast with or get to know. It's all hospitality.
And our town is so different because this is it. I mean, this is our industry. How many lives depend on it? And UNLV, you mentioned, at one time, I remember everyone, Cornell was a hotel school, and we surpassed them.
Right.
UNLV surpassed them as far as education and classes and stuff like that. That was like, yeah, right on. But the internships from UNLV, every hotel was open to that. And they gave them opportunities they wouldn't have anywhere else.
The hotels all own their own restaurants, right? So there was no outside, can't comp, can't eat there, 7 signatures. So we took care of each other. You know, we had an internal family. It was a very small town. There was there were 50,000 rooms when I got here, and I tell people, I got here 100,000 rooms ago. I mean, it's that simple. There were 300,000 people, and now we're what, 2 million.
We knew if your client was on a tentative at my place and you went to the Riviera to check it out, they called me. That's how tight-knit this family was. So it really was a fun time, and LVHA was an integral part of that because it kept us all together. It kept us growing and discussing problems that came up. I remember when New York got busted for rate fixing. Well, that was a heavy conversation with the LVHA meetings. We weren't going to touch rates, none of us ever discussed it. It was, so the education and the learning and the growth we got from LVHA was incredible that I think we all use today.
So Mo, what has changed with LVHA and kind of your day-to-day duties throughout the year?
But you know, I think the business now, and I keep telling people that I'm getting excited about it. I think business, it's definitely gotten faster only because of technology. I don't know if that's better. I think you're losing the connectivity to people and the relationships because people are just overwhelmed. I'm an advocate of still calling people. We still do that. So I think the technology has sped up the business. I don't think for the better, but I think we're on a different path now. And I think LVHA is going to be instrumental in that. And the youth, that's what keeps us all involved is, and you heard the story when they were introducing the OG, and all of us are like, what the heck's an OG? We had no idea. And so, learning experience. So we're appreciating the young people of LVHA, and hopefully they can take away something from our experiences and what we've done in the past and stuff. So.
Do you have any embarrassing stories you can give us in regards to LVHA and some of your experiences?
I'm driving back from work from Lake Las Vegas, and I get a call from Alan Waxler. And Alan says, I got something to tell you. You're the first call. I said, go ahead. 17-mile drive. He goes, I was awarded the Spirit Award. I said, no kidding. How many points did you get? Thinking the airlines. He says, no, Spirit Awards. It's the LVHA Spirit Award. I said, good for you. Congratulations. He goes, I want you to introduce me. I want you to introduce me at the event. It's no problem. So a couple of days go by, and I get a call from someone at Encore who's saying, listen, we want to record you for a couple minutes to tell a story about Alan. We're putting a little montage together. And I said, yeah, I don't want to get overpowering here. I'm already introducing him. She goes, what are you talking about? There's no introductions. You think there's somebody introducing somebody? No. It's on the house mic. So I did my little thing at the Hilton at the lake, and they showed it. So, but I'm sitting with Alan at his table, and I said, Alan, you know, this is like 3 minutes, right? And he goes, shh, 17 pages. God's truth.
He went on and on and on?
I think it was 90 minutes, 80 minutes. I mean, they were trying to pull him off the stage. That was just sitting with him. I was sweating.
Well, and Michael was at that. Mr. Gahn
I know
was
he
at
was.
that.
Yes, and he won the
first thing I heard,
humanitarian or something.
yeah, the first thing I hear the next day is, Mo, your friend mentioned your name. I'm like, I wasn't even there.
Anyway, that's my moment.
So, Michael, we've got a lot of prospective members watching this video and members, and they're interested to see why they should join LVHA. So, based on your experience, what benefits do they get, and why should they join LVHA?
Good question. And first of all, thank you guys for inviting me to get out of the house today and be a part of this organization and root for its future, like everything else we're doing in Las Vegas with regards to bringing the group business back and taking care of business. There probably is not a more important time for a person in this business to consider membership. We can't sugarcoat it. There's a tremendous amount of people out of work in our industry in this city. They have to stay involved, and they have to invite people that might be moving here for the future growth of this city.
I think if we went back to sell Vegas first, that philosophy, and really sell it to people, that I think that might bring people together more.
So the point is that you have to stay involved in the organization. You have to network. We hope that you guys are able to go live and in person sooner than later. We'll see how much time that takes. I feel better now than a month ago as far as the way things are turning for us, as far as an industry and in a world, really. But new members, old members need to come back as members and partner up, as Mo mentioned, which is a great idea, to maybe start a network of everybody becomes a team member with someone, and you go make calls or text or whatever to members that have left the organization for lack of employment, and we fight back that way. But more important now than ever, thanks to the relationship building that LVHA has created over the years. Wonderful.
Well, will be beneficial to them if they get involved. Get involved, meet people, network, but also take advantage of the educational opportunities that LVHA offers. And education is also word of mouth, talking to people, learning from people. There's really no big trade secrets in the hospitality business. So I would advise members of LVHA to share. You're not going to lose a group because you shared marketing or how to do business or something like that. Share with younger people, because they're going to be coming up, they're going to be doing the job. And believe it, I know a lot of people don't want to think that they're going to be out of the business, but you are eventually. So take the time to share.
Well, Joe, that was a really exciting day, going to visit all the sights and sounds of the city and seeing what some of our old and newest members have to say.
I mean, I had so much fun. Starting off, I mean, we were at the convention center, and I just can't wait to see that place in action. And then just throughout the day, going through the strip, getting back out here, it's got me really excited for what 2021 has to offer.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to go catch a game down at Diversion Amusements and seeing that ambulance driving around, or maybe grabbing dinner one night at Michael's if I could ever afford it, hopefully. Who knows? But let's really look forward to the future. 2021, 2022 showing us good things. And speaking of the future, hopefully we have the Knights pulling off a win tonight against the Sharks.
If you haven't noticed, that's why we're wearing the Golden Knights gear. So, on behalf of Karim, Hussain, my name is Joe Kordecki with LVHA, and you just witnessed the LVHA report.
Go Knights, go.
Go Knights, go.
Great job, you guys. Well, there you have it. some new members, very excited to be a part of LVHA, and the OGs. It doesn't get any better than a personal chat with Mo, Michael, and Hugh. Thank you so much for participating. We love you all. I say everybody raise your hand if you want to hear some more secrets from the OGs. Just kidding. The LVHA live report will be uploaded onto YouTube later on this afternoon if you want to watch it again or share with other members of your team. I want to say thank you again to Paul Smith from Las Vegas Photo and Video. They are true professionals, and we couldn't have done it without you. What a great team to work with. Thank you to Joe and Karim, Miss Serena Villamore, who is our VP of meetings for LVHA, was also in cahoots with these guys and setting it all up. Great job. Couple of closing marks, if you could just hang with me, please, very important. A survey for today's event will come out. We read every single comment. It's important to know what you want to hear, what you want to learn about. So I encourage everybody, please fill it out and send it back in. We're in the final planning stages for next month's program. Mark your calendar, March 25. Due to popular demand, we're going to have another sports panel and hear about what's happening, plans moving ahead post pandemic, and hosted by the wonderful Miss Lisa Motley from the LVCVA. We're going to be filming from the new Creative Technology Studios and working with their team. Lastly, fingers crossed, we're planning a live event for April 21. We're anxious to see everyone in person, so keep masking up. We hope to hear good news from Governor Sisolak's office to increase the cap on live events. We're going to be ready. Anybody that may be interested in sponsorship of the event, please reach out, www.mylvha.org. And we've got a couple of questions here. Let me see if I can pull this off. I think, no, I don't think we had any questions. Okay, still learning how to Zoom. That concludes our program for today. Please follow LVHA on your favorite social media platforms. Share to all of your networks. And again, we appreciate your support. As we climb out of this pandemic, I think that we're very optimistic to come back even bigger and better. Have a great day, folks. Thank you so much.